All right, we got the tape rolling. Good morning, welcome.
Recording in progress.
Okay, call the meeting to order for the Green Bay Housing Authority for Thursday, September 19, 2024. It's a little after 10:30. We've got roll call on the record here. Next item on the agenda is the approval of the agenda. You have all that in front of you. Any additions or modifications to the agenda? Hearing none, is there a motion to approve?
Motion.
I'll second that.
We have a motion and a second to approve the agenda. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Moving on to the minutes. Approval of the minutes for the June 20th, 2024 meeting of the Green Bay Housing Authority. It seems like an awful long time ago. But, any additions, corrections, or modifications to those minutes that are in our packet?
No, but a motion to approve.
All right, I have a
I'll
motion to
second that.
approve and another second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Moving on to regular business. Item number 1, consideration with possible action to approve payment in lieu of taxes agreement between the City of Green Bay and the Green Bay Housing Authority.
All right, so you guys have been through these a couple of times before.
Yes.
So we were notified by our, our finance director, that our properties did not go back on the tax roll because we still own them in the nonprofits. So in order for them to be made whole and take care of this, which we've always paid taxes, or at least our portion of the taxes, we felt to do the same thing with this. So as the Green Bay Housing Authority, we are looking to pay payment in lieu of taxes, but we are doing this a little differently than we did it in the past. So we're paying not on the value of the land or the lesser of the two, we're actually paying the greater of the two. Because just the land value for like Mason Manor would be $717 a year. Not enough to cover what we normally had paid. So we're looking at like a 4.5% using our revenues, our dwelling rentals, less utilities. So in the model that I use, it is all just guess because we still have 4 months to go. We pay an estimated $44,658 in taxes to the city just for Mason Manor. And that's kind of what we've paid in the past. It's a little bit higher for Mason Manor, but we're making more in rent, so it's kind of a trade-off.
So pilot's comparable to what we were paying before.
Yeah, okay.
Can I ask a dumb question? This is required?
No. It's voluntary. It is a voluntary, but we also still get our streets plowed. We still get.
I mean, I understand the concept
The-
of why
the
property
things.
taxes are good.
No, but we get
Property
those.
taxes are different.
So we get those services, and the city is nice enough. Technically, I'm an employee of the city. I'm not an employee of the Housing Authority. So they take that on too, of making sure that like you guys don't have to worry about, all of those extra things because it's all run through the city. So there are some benefits to helping the city.
Playing nice with them, I appreciate that.
Don't we have an agreement with the city on this?
We did, but we no longer have the same agreement because the properties changed hands.
Right, but there still is an agreement though, right?
There was an agreement only for the properties one,
Okay,
because the other one was required by HUD, so we never had an actual agreement. It was just required because HUD required us to do it.
okay,
HUD can no longer require us to do that.
okay.
So that's,
So the heading on our agenda download is actually addressed to properties one, not to the housing authority.
nope, this is the Housing Authority, because
No, I understand.
there were two different ones.
Oh, did I click on the
We're having
wrong
both
one or
meetings
something?
today.
Sorry. So can I
We have a
ask,
separate agreement for the GB properties one.
I just clicked on the one on the, you civic clerk.
they look exactly the same, but
Okay.
But different.
It doesn't matter, it's a heading. I mean, usual and customary, and that's what we do, and it's based on an agreement that's an old agreement, and it seems like a good idea, because we love the city.
and this expense will be passed on to the LLC, which I had budgeted for.
So is there any way we can negotiate a lower, that's like high, granted, we're making more money, that's fine, but is there a way to say we'll pay 2% versus 4%?
You can set it whatever you want.
That's actually pretty low.
4% is pretty low?
Yeah.
This
okay.
pilot payment is already negotiated lower.
Okay.
than what-
Okay.
Because it's really only
Then
the
I'm
city
okay.
portion
Yeah.
of
Okay.
the
That's-
taxes.
These pilot agreements are typically, well, I shouldn't say typically, maybe it's a little overbroad, but it's not uncommon for them to be based on the revenues like you talked, rather than the actual property value.
Okay, that's what I was wondering.
If
Yeah.
we had done full property value with the buildings, we'd be talking about $100,000.
Oh, versus the 44, okay.
Yeah.
All righty.
For Mason
I was-
Manor.
Inquiring minds.
We're talking about 40 grand.
$44,000.
To me, that's a lot.
So you said the A word, agreement. Should we have something in place?
That's what I was just gonna follow up with, that, we had an old agreement, because I remember looking at it, but,
I think you signed it April of 2023, because I just looked at it.
Yeah.
yeah,
I
there
get
was
to look at it
a- there were- I mean,
together with this.
those agreements have gone back forever.
Yeah.
Right.
Because I know we deal with the same thing over with the water utility. They have a
Yeah.
pilot
Yep.
situation there. But it just seems to me that we ought to have an agreement that we should
Something
update
in writing.
in
That's
writing
something.
with this.
We will, right? There's a pilot agreement.
This agreement we'll sign. There's an
Okay.
actual agreement that we will
Yes.
sign on
Okay.
this.
Yes.
Yep,
So
we
this
are
is
gonna-
something in writing.
Oh, yes,
Yeah.
yeah. I need your signature, don't go.
That's what I was getting at, because
Oh, yes.
I thought there was an update that I had seen somewhere. Yeah.
Yes, there's an actual agreement, and
Yeah.
then you will sign it, and you will be notarized, and then we also have the mayor and the finance director,
Yes.
their signatures will be
Yeah.
notarized also. So
Okay.
yes, there is an
All right.
actual agreement that spells this out. I'm sorry, I didn't get where you were going. I'm sorry.
Paper trails and happy.
Yeah, so
Like,
I like
will you put it in the tip jar? What's the?
just walk by and drop a check.
So
at the
everyone
mayor's
can
desk.
pony up.
Yep.
All right, so what was the amount again?
44 something.
And it's an estimated amount of $44,658. It all does depend on what we get for revenues through the end of the year and what our expenses for utilities are.
All right. I will, any other questions on this? Otherwise, I'll make a motion to approve. Since I'm signing it. All right, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And just to clarify, this is to approve the agreement and to approve paying the amount.
Well, the amount will actually be passed through to the LLC.
Yes,
So-
but, I mean,
Yes.
we're approving the payment of that amount that's in some processing
Yep.
format, so, yeah, okay.
That's
All right.
all spelled out in the agreement. It actually says our method of doing it.
All right, so, did we vote on this?
Yes, you
Just did.
We just did.
We did, okay, I just thought we called them. I remember
Did you
calling a
vote?
motion, but I didn't.
Yeah, you said you would take it because you're signing it.
Yes,
No,
but
but
I.
you say all in favor, say aye.
All in favor? Aye. Say aye. Any opposed?
There was a question.
No, motion
You guys
carries.
know what a vote is, right?
Do you want to do it again?
We will,
All
in
right.
a minute.
Moving on to informational. First item is GBHA bills that are in your packet.
Yep, there's June, July, and August.
Yeah.
There isn't much that goes on with this one anymore. Just usually some payments to the city. a
It
couple
became
of-
And there's nothing,
Easier.
oh, it's,
Nothing weird that I,
okay.
so.
Okay. Any questions on the bills? All right, moving on to the GBHA financial report.
Okay, that was also in your packet. If you had looked, there's a little frowny face because we are committing all the funds that are left in Mason Manor to the project. So everything that's in there is going. So it will zero out. Fingers crossed, at the end of the project, we will get all the money out the door. That way we can zero it out and we don't have to give anything back to us.
Yeah, that'd be very great.
Slow roll that pilot, just saying.
And then the only other financial update I have is on the bonding, just to let you know, where we are with that. We have the University Village bonding from 2020. We still have that one. We have the new one that Steve was helpful enough to get off the ground for us. Our University Village housing from 2023. The 2021, we get about $1,000 a year. The new one from 2023 would get about $38,000 a year. And then we did finally close on the Gateway one, so that one closed, and they made their first payment to us in August, and that's $12,000 a year for that one. So that project, as far as we're concerned, is closed.
I saw a nice article in the paper the other day about the Gateway stuff. Yeah.
Did any of you get invites to any open houses or?
That I may have, but I may have, just like the other stuff you sent me, it may have gone right.
I just, I didn't receive anything on behalf of the GBHA, so I was just
Yeah.
curious if anybody got an invite. Because I know that they had an open house and they had some other things.
Yeah, there was, that's where, I think that's where the article came
Yeah,
from.
on the news, but.
Yeah.
That's exactly where I thought, and that's one that I was talking about, that project.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh,
yeah, because
I thought
we
you were
weren't-
asking about the one. in the
No,
parking lot.
no,
Okay,
no.
okay.
So we weren't, normally we get contacted on a lot of those just to go through for access, but we didn't. And I was just like, where the heck did this come from? It's brand new, and then I'm
Yeah.
looking at their townhouses, their, what are they? So
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm sure they're
I
beautiful.
thought you were talking
No,
about
no,
Nova.
sorry.
Oh.
That one I'm not, I'm not
That's
apprised
right.
of, but yeah.
Sure.
But you
Next
just-
to old
yeah.
houses, they're parking them.
Oh, where Coco's used to be.
Okay.
Okay. Any questions on the financial report? All right, and move on to the director's report.
So we had the Court Condon ribbon cutting, which was really nice, and we saw some pictures of that before. Gateway Collective, I just saw it on TV, so I'm not sure, but I think they're leasing up, I believe, on that property. Emma Partners, City East, had their grand opening a week ago Tuesday. That's the one where United Way has their offices in the base of that unit, along with their units, so
Okay.
that was a big deal. So that was cool, they did that. The Fort, I believe, will be opening up at the end of this year. They're almost finishing up. That's-
Where are they?
Broadway. Excuse me. They're under construction. I called it the Stonehenge for a while. The
Yes.
elevator shaft.
Oh, yeah, I did see that.
They're completing that, so that's like 233 units.
Yeah, they got a long way to go, though. There's a lot of work to be done on that yet, because I go by there regularly, and, I mean, they're working,
Yeah.
but
they're-
looks like there's a lot to do yet.
I mean, not compared to how long
Well,
grass is
no.
growing and the
Yeah,
towers.
that's
So is that market value, is that mixed
Mix.
market?
It's a mix.
Really?
Yep.
Again, another project I didn't get, wow. So we were really
No,
lucky that
that's-
Ted got to us and
Well, but
worked
that-
with that design.
No, we wanted that to be mixed, because Broadway
Right.
Lofts was fully
You're
affordable.
talking about just from a.
Mixed income,
Oh,
disability.
mixed income.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. I thought we reviewed that, didn't we? Maybe I'm crisscrossing my lines. but
Did we
I
review
thought- I
the-
thought
the
we-
fort?
I thought we knew that.
I don't
We did not
remember
bond for
reading
anything.
the report,
No.
Okay.
And then
There's so
Bay
much
City
building
Lofts,
around
which
there.
is the other
Yes.
one one, on University.
Yes,
Avenue.
that one I'm already working with
That's,
them on.
I was gonna say,
Yes.
that's probably gonna be open the end of this.
Yeah, I've been
this year,
referring
right?
people to Joy.
Okay, oh, that's great.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so a lot of stuff's happening. Nova is still on, which is the new land, which is downtown.
Can
That's
you,
still on.
get private Green Bay Housing Authority tours through the Gateway Collective?
I can request it.
I would do that if you could try.
What is that?
But that's the one you were just talking
Oh,
about. yeah.
okay.
That's,
Jason,
yeah,
Boston store.
the old Boston store.
Yeah, that's the
Really?
only one it's the
Yeah.
only name I know for it.
Why
I'll
not?
send,
It's
I'll send
accessible
Alexi an
entry-wise.
email and just see if we
Okay.
can get, it'd be nice. I'd like to see the inside.
Yeah.
They look nice from on TV. So, yeah, so, and Randy Scannell was appointed to the Green Bay Housing Authority
Oh.
last night, so
Excellent.
he's, unfortunately, he's out of town. He's on vacation, it's his first meeting, but, yeah, so we'll be fully,
That's
we'll
great.
be full, we'll have a full board.
Full board for
What-
change.
He will make sure to call things to order.
Yeah. Right.
He's on
Yeah, get it
top of
done.
it.
That's awesome. I mean, this is the first time we've had an actual council member on.
I've
He's not
never
on the
seen
council.
him.
Oh, he's not a
Will we
council
ever?
member.
He's not on the council.
Oh, he's
We
not a
have had
council member
council members on
anymore. Wow.
GBHA in
Yeah.
the past.
Wow.
So,
I
Well,
can't
fun.
believe he's not on the
Yeah, I
council.
think the last one we had was Andy Nicholson.
Oh, that was a while ago. Yeah.
Yeah. That's why I brought it up. Okay, anything else? No. Very good. Any questions? Moving on then to the occupancy report.
Scott, did you want to touch base on this one? And you can take the next one too.
Sure. I don't have it all.
It was in the packet, wasn't it?
I thought so. Let my packet up here.
Got that.
I was gonna say, we have roughly, what, 40 vacancies right now?
It's 51.
Oh, we're at 51 now? Okay,
Yeah.
I guess this summer kind
I
of,
pulled
we lost
up.
track.
I know where I saved it.
It's okay, Tosh. So yeah, we have roughly 50, I thought it was 40. Vacancies within Mason Manor. Oh, thank you. And we are just kind of keeping them open as they are being utilized as relocation if we need it within Mason Manor for tenants. Our second quad is scheduled to move their final unit at the end of October, first week of November. And then we'll start quad 3, and all quad 4 remaining tenants will move down to quad 3. And then we will have roughly 40 to 50 new tenants moving in as when the project closes, hopefully in July, so
How are your accessible units doing?
gorgeous.
Okay.
Yeah,
I know
you got to
we're
see
good, so
them.
I got
Yep.
to see them, but people are happy with them?
They
and-
are very happy with them. Just some learning curves of what tenants prefer, the, electrical boxes or panels, whatever they're called. We've moved some just to fit the tenants' needs,
Right.
but we have, as you know, in our community, way more needs than we
Correct,
have. But we
yes.
did increase our accessibility numbers from 4 to 8. So we do have additional more than what we're used to. but
Right, but that's really good.
Still not
And then
enough.
with tents coming in, that's really good, and it's just, yeah. And I mean, they're gonna be filled, and they're probably gonna be filled with people that don't need the access and everything, but it'll still be helpful.
Right, when you build them there, at least.
Yes, yes, yep, that's right.
Okay. Any questions on the occupancy report? All right, then we'll move on to Mason Manor renovation update.
Yay, so that I have up. So just took some pictures for you guys, of before and after pictures, so, biggest change is the, entry door keys and how they get in now. So, this is great because the digital part is battery powered. So like if the building, lights
Loses
went
power.
off, yeah, then they wouldn't have an issue with getting in or out. So it's kind of a trick because then you have to hold the fob up to the key and then it'll flash and then that's when they turn the bulb. So I think that was the learning curve for everyone because it flashes like probably 3 to 4 seconds. So then everyone had to get used to doing that. And I like it because it forces them to lock before they leave. So then they can do that.
So they'll have a key inside that fob to take out if they need to just open the door, right?
Oh, no. So the key is the fob.
Oh, it is.
Yep, that they just
Okay.
hold against that keypad with the sticker on
Okay.
it. Yep, and that's
And
it.
it'll still work because it's battery powered if the
Yes.
lights go out?
Yes.
Does it turn, like beep red a few times, like that the battery's going dead?
Yes.
Yes.
And they're
Okay.
5-year batteries.
Yes.
Okay, good.
So in 4
Okay.
years, we're gonna just.
Yeah.
Yep.
It'll just be that night when someone comes and it's dead.
Yep.
And our tenants will not get locked out ever again.
Yes.
Like, how can that be? If you
Exactly.
leave your fob inside the unit, you lock
can the-
yourself out, right?
That the door won't
No,
lock.
no, you
Can't lock it.
Because remember, you have to lock.
can't lock the
Yeah.
door without
So
the
the-
fob.
like,
You have to lock the door.
Yeah, so even if they lost, if they lost the fob, they couldn't lock the door then.
So the light will blink in plenty of time for them to know it's time to change the battery.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, guys, do we got this? Or-
I'm telling you, that is like
Steve, this is good
worrisome.
stuff.
I know.
It's a big deal.
It's a big deal,
Right on.
Steve.
It's a lot of nights and calls, there's calls on nights and weekends.
Yeah,
Fair
People
my
being
door's
locked
not
out.
working, my door's not working.
Not everybody knows that latest and greatest deal, okay?
Yeah.
And then lockout fees would go
Go
down.
everybody's building housing.
So then just pictures of how the
Concept
old
here.
front closet
Thank
looks
you.
like in the apartments, and then now they look like this. So we got rid of the doors, and now they're curtains.
So that's a closet?
Yep.
Okay.
So that's the front closet, right when you walk into the unit. So that's how it used to look, and then now it looks like that. So then,
And tenants have the ability to change that curtain if they want.
Yeah,
yes.
we're just trying to keep them all consistent at this
Yeah.
time.
And then they do have an option to
Second unit.
choose if they want a shelf unit in there or not.
Oh, okay, that's good too.
Yep. And then new ceiling fans. So then the new one has a light on it, which is nice, because the other one didn't. So it was always dark, and it's only in the living room. And then our old windows, and blinds, and then now the new ones.
Oh, does that look so much nicer?
Yep.
Yeah.
I think the only complaint was that the blinds, so like if you see the two windows, the blinds only cover like 2 windows each, so everyone was wondering why it wasn't like a big one that you
Oh,
drag
the one
across
over,
the
that's
way.
a lot of-
I don't know why it was that way, but I feel like that would be like harder for them to break it instead of versus the one that they have to drag all the way across.
So
Yeah.
that's what these used to all be in City Hall,
Yeah.
those draggers, and they get the tracks.
Yep.
Yep.
Horrible.
Yep, so I think that's the only complaint I've heard, besides the window only open 4 inches, I think that's what the measurement is, but that's for safety reasons.
Yeah, yeah.
So. And then we have new AC units, so then we never have to see this one or do this one ever again. And then the new wall ACs are, one in the living room, one in the bedroom.
Oh, wonderful.
And then they do have like a remote control to control
Yep.
that. And then new thermostats. This
Any
is the
issues
bathroom.
with people
Look at
dealing with the
accessible
thermostat?
bathroom. Is that-
Not yet, but I think Luke and Casey just found out that the AC unit can actually blow out warm air.
Oh.
So then you could have that as heat too.
I could just see with all those buttons in there, I could just see somebody.
Yeah,
Everything's a learning.
Yeah.
we'll do a step-by-step thing for them. But old bathroom versus the new one, you guys can see that the shower stayed the same. They did change like the shower control and the shower head. And the floor stayed the same.
But they do have barrier-free ones. That's just.
Yes, they're all
barrier.
barrier-free,
Okay.
yes, they're all
That one's
barrier-free.
barrier-free?
In the accessible ones.
In the
They're not very-
accessible.
Oh, yeah, these are
Yes.
not, yes,
Those are
that's what I meant.
Yeah.
And then you can see that the sinks are different, now they have storage under the sink, which is nice.
Yeah, that's very
storage, right?
nice, yes.
Everyone likes the opening space by the toilet, so then they can use those toilet shelf units.
Yeah.
So that's nice. So that's what I thought you were talking about. We had our old shower like door, it was like
Yeah.
a bifold door,
Yeah.
and then we pulled those out, so then it looks wider, and if someone did have a shower chair, that they could use it in there.
Correct, and it's also easier for people to go in and assist
Yes.
if needed, so.
So then the closet stayed the same, they just changed the shelf units and then the doors removed. So it was a bifold door.
Oh. So what kind of door is it now?
So no door.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
Yep.
you're right.
Yep, no door.
Oh,
So technically, because of that space is small, they could get a tension rod and shower curtain for it if they wanted to.
right.
But yeah, there's no door for that. And then the kitchen area, so old kitchen versus the new one. So you can see the new flooring there, the tile flooring stayed the same, more counter space. They did move the location of the large pantry that you see there. But the stoves are really nice. We have a range hood now, so the old ones didn't. This is the kitchen sink counter space, so you can see the
Wow, you
new,
have a
they gave them more space.
breakfast bar.
So
Yeah.
if you didn't need a table, then you could just eat right there.
That's great.
So that was nice. The range hood has a new fire safety mechanism on it. I think I have a picture here. There we go. Yeah, they're automatic fire suppressors, so the flames activate it when it's burning like that in the picture. And then I actually YouTube this. It's a powder that comes right out and kills the flames right away.
Nice.
So that's the new thing.
But not the building.
That looks like my kitchen when I'm making dinner.
So this is the accessible bathroom.
Okay, yeah, that's
Yeah.
nice.
So the nice thing is there's a built-in bench now, so they don't need their shower chairs anymore.
A lot of people, well, because that's on the side, we never recommend the
Oh.
side for those but you have them close enough to the chair, only because that's what happens. They put the seat on the back and then the controls on the front.
Oh.
We just don't recommend the side because that sprays out. People
Okay.
turn on the things and it
Oh, I can see
sprays
it.
out, sprays
Yeah,
out,
I
and then
see.
people have water.
Sandy, for the ADA rolling,
That's beautiful.
well,
That's
yeah,
fine.
but I will
Yeah.
insist on it. Like, that's where they tell you you've got to put the control sequence.
If you have a fixed seat, that's the best, but we never tell people to put fixed seats in anymore because it's just, normally they
Yeah.
don't do that in so many places.
Yeah.
And then you can't get at the controls.
Yeah, no, right, well, not
Yeah.
without doing it, you're gonna get.
Yeah,
wet
you're
when
gonna put your
zooming
own-
out, but
correct,
But they
yeah.
dictate that it's got to go on the back wall for the roll-in.
Oh, I've never heard that, but
Yeah.
ADA?
Yeah, yeah, you can show it to you. if you want.
Yeah, I've never seen
Right,
that.
It never made sense to me because you're.
No, me neither.
Turn the shower
Yeah,
on.
exactly.
I like
And it's
to get
actually
the temperature
wider
right
on
before
Right.
you
It
go on.
it's a lot.
The picture's a lot bigger, it's a lot bigger in person, the picture doesn't
Yeah,
do it
but that's a
justice.
full-size.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah,
huge
which is
full-size
nice.
shower, yeah.
And I love the level entry because again, if you're having to have someone come in to help you, there's a lot more room,
Yeah.
so.
And then this is the accessible kitchen area, so this is the old one, and then this is the new one.
Oh, very nice. You don't see the pipes wrapped, which is great.
Yeah.
You have an apron in there.
And that's it.
That's all for now.
You're good?
That'll be it.
Beautiful.
Yes, very nice.
Okay. Let's see, renovation update, we've got that. Okay, so next meeting is October 17th, 2024. Okay? And it looks like we are ready for adjournment.
I'll make that motion.
We have a motion and a second to adjourn. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.